studio. We're talking about we were just talking about that liquid cool system just coming out. If you were looking for that monster PC, something to impress your friends, something to look at, and I mean, even if you don't want to impress your friends, if you just want a top of the line monster computer that you're not going to get at Best Buy, you're not going to get at Tiger Direct, you're not going to get anywhere like that, check out the Aventium 2 PC that is made definitely top of the line stuff. I mean, this thing, you're not going to get better than that. Now, we're talking about the, matter of fact, before we get into the Recon Jet Pilot Edition sport glasses that have that HD display, we're going to talk about the Nabi Junior tablet for children. This thing is launching with a Tegra 3 processor. Now, for many of you that don't know, the Nabi is like a step up from Leapfrog. You know, the Leapfrog people, they have these computer devices, and you know, it's geared towards children and things like that. Well, the Nabi tablet for children, this thing has reliable parental controls. For those of you out there, you want to get a tablet for your child, you don't necessarily want to get, you know, the full-blown tablet or whatnot, you know, because you don't believe maybe your child can handle it. But this one comes with good parental controls. They have reliable time control, secure web filtering, and app management. The Nabi Junior offers powerful parental controls so your child will have a safe and secure learning experience, and you can set additional filters. These are just filters that come stock with the Nabi Junior with reliable time and secure web filtering. So any kind of adult content, if they type it in or whatnot, it will filter out all of the adult sites and only let relevant rated sites come in, and that rating can also be upgraded and changed by any parent. But let me just tell you a little bit about this Nabi Junior tablets for kids, for people who, you know, for your small child, you wanna break them into the tablet world, but you're saying, man, I don't want to get them a Nexus 7. I don't want to get them, you know, an Android tablet, or especially not an iPad mini or iPad that costs you $400 to $600, $700. You want something that's going to be cheaper, something that's powerful. Well, the Nabi Junior, and you've seen Nabi in the stores, it has that bright orange border around it to protect it from being dropped and stuff like that. Well, according to a report coming in by Uber Gizmo, they're saying the Nabi Junior tablet now comes with a Tegra 3 processor. Now, sometime at the end of last year, it was talked about, the word on the street was that they were going to roll out this Nabi Junior tablet that runs on Android operating system, targeting our children in the process sometime this year. Now, the thing is, back in December, the Nabi Junior came with just a Tegra 2 processor, but I guess times have changed, and the Fuhan Nabi Junior has now been given a makeover of sorts, because it comes with this Tegra 3, NVIDIA's Tegra 3 processor, and that's even if you can call it a Nabi Junior, because now it's coming with a 5-inch display that's 800 by 480 pixels. Okay, that's not super great, but for a child it's okay. It sports up to a 16 gigabyte of internal memory. It even has a camera that can swivel to face the front or the back, and it comes in pretty handy and smart when you think about it, since they do not need to include two cameras and two camera sensors. You know, like most tablets have a camera on the front and a camera on the back. This one has a camera that can rotate back and front. The drawback is this being a tablet for children, will the swiveling motion be able to withstand the rigors? You know, children, because they're constantly turning stuff. So with this Nabi Junior coming out, is that swiveling camera, is that going to be a good thing? We don't know until it comes out to see, you know, how it reacts to children. You know, keep constantly flipping it back and forth without any kind of discretion. The refreshed Nabi Junior will be $40 more than the original. Instead of $99, this one is going to be $140, but it comes with the Tegra 3 quad-core processor and accompanied by 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 2500 milliamp battery, and it is using Android Jelly Bean 4.1, I think. So it's not the latest version of Jelly Bean, but for a child's tablet, it doesn't need to be the latest version of Jelly Bean, and it definitely has enough speed with that Tegra 3 quad-core processor. So if you're looking for a decent tablet for a child, let's say, 5 to 9, in that age range, this tablet definitely is something you want to look at. 5 to 9 or so, maybe 10. But in today's world, if a 10-year-old shows up with this bright orange tablet, they're going to be laughed out of existence. So it really isn't for beyond that. But no. The matter of fact, my nephews, their mom was looking to get them this Nabi, and I told her, nah, man, you get them that, Xavier's can't go back to school. With that type of bright orange, nah, they can't. There's no way they're gonna live that down. So she obviously, and then that's out of their age range anyway. So but if you have a child, 5 to 9, you're looking to break them into the tablet world, something that's going to be durable because they're going to drop it and stuff. This definitely fits it. Tegra 3, a quad-core processor, so it's going to be fast. Because they're used to, because the computer world that children grow up into now is faster than when we were growing up. So it's going to be fast for them. It has those extreme web filters in there, so out of the box, even if they typed in something that's pornographic related, it will filter all of that out and only put PG rated content up, so you don't have anything to worry about in that way. So it definitely is a decent tablet. My only thing is, and you can see right here, let me blow it up a little bit. You can see right here. Whoop. You can see right here. Here is the camera, right here. This silver thing. This is the camera that swivels. Now it looks like it should be able to hold up because it's just going back and forth and stuff like that. But these things do need to be field tested. How is it going to stand up if a child, children are rough on their stuff. So that's the only question I have with this, how secure it is. When it rolls out, we'll be able to see. You'll see the reviews. But right now, this is the camera, so you don't have to have a front and rear facing camera. That's the good thing about it swiveling. Child can take a picture of themselves or something like that, but they can also swivel it to take an outside picture and it shows up on the screen. So it's pretty cool. From the ages of 5 to 9, they definitely need that for $150. It's not breaking the bank, and they're not going to be able to break it unless they just slam it and roll over it, because it's made to be dealt with. So for you parents out there looking for a good tablet for your child, the Nabi Junior is definitely something you want to look at between the ages of 5 and 9, I would say. Maybe 10. And if it's 10, they just got to use this in the house. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them carry that thing to school, because they carry that to school, it's over. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. So, yeah, the Nabi Junior definitely is a tablet you want to get if that's what you're looking for. Now, in CNET, came out with this story that Motorola is getting a brand new logo. So for those of you that didn't know Motorola, why they're getting this new logo, well, for many of you, Motorola has been struggling for a long time, and I used to work at Motorola with their phones and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I used to work in the department where we reprogrammed their radios and stuff like that, especially in Desert Storm. A lot of times the radios would come in dusty and full of dirt inside because they're out there on the borders and in Desert Storm, and they stopped working. So we would have to fix them, and we would have to put in new circuit boards and things like that, and run quality tests on them to make sure everything is working and so forth. And Motorola wasn't really doing very well at the time. So Google decided to buy Motorola. Not then, but recently Google has bought Motorola. For those of you that didn't know, Motorola has been bought by Google, and so Google decided it was time to change the logo. Now we're going to show you this logo, colorful logo, but Google has made a lot of changes at Motorola Mobility since acquiring the company only a year ago. Now the web giant, which brought the Motorola spin-off in May 2012, they bought them for the Motorola spin-off for $12.5 million and sold the Motorola home set-top business for $2.35 billion. That's what Google did. They turned around and bought this thing and sold it for $2.35 billion, settled a massive lawsuit with TiVo, and laid off thousands of employees in a reorganization, sorry, that called for the closure of the third-party company's 94 offices. Now, perhaps in an effort to highlight the company's new character, Motorola has dumped the decades-old red button M logo for something more colorful in the line with Google's taste. Because, you know, Google is a colorful company. And so they do a lot of these colorful logos. So the logo, which was first spotted by The Verge earlier last week, has a rainbow of colors. And the new logo also ditches the bold, italic, capped Motorola for the lowercase company name in a thinner, softer font, and the tagline reads, Motorola, a Google company. So let me go ahead and show you this, because there have been changes made by Motorola. There have been changes made, well, not by Motorola, by Google, who now owns Motorola. And hey, they're saying that it's time that Motorola looks a little bit more you know, more colorful, more up to date. Here it goes, right here. You're going to see the logo right here coming up. That's the new Motorola logo. That rainbow of colors right there. And it's going to have this tagline under it. Motorola, a Google company. So Google is showing their stamp that they are a part of Motorola. And a company like Motorola that was free-falling for a long time. They wanted to get rid of their phone division for a long time. Wasn't able to do it. And now Google came in. And as you can see, Motorola is still in the business of making phones, and some good phones too. Motorola has been making. So I don't know why they want to get out of the phone business when the phones have been a good business for Motorola. But now that Google has gotten a hold of them, Motorola is definitely on that way up. So we're coming up on a break right now. And coming up after the break, you know, we're getting into our last segment here after the break. A Poppy 3D device transforms your iPhone into a 3D camera. We got a video on that coming up. And Samsung curved OLED now available for purchase. So not just 4K. 4K is not the only new thing on town. We also got that curved LED. If you want to be brought into the experience of watching TV, having that TV wrap around you, Samsung has a curved set for you. And we're going to talk about that, along with the Poppy head glasses that makes your iPhone an instant 3D viewer. All of that and more coming up right after the break. So stay tuned.